Hello and welcome to the PC Zone, the podcast exclusive for PC gamers like you and me. Today we'll be taking a look at 3 games that have really caught my eye these past few weeks. DayZ, Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Team Fortress 2. Firstly, let's start off with DayZ. Now a quick summary of the game. DayZ is a zombie survival game based in Russia, which has a huge realistic map. You can team up with your mates and slaughter all your enemies while trying to survive the zombie infection, which is why it's so appealing. Not to mention the realism of when breaking your legs, you have to crawl and have to eat and drink like a real human being. I really think this game is worth buying, although it's best to play with your friends than play on your own, because it can get quite boring and lonely when playing by yourself. Me and my mate normally play at least once a week, so it can be very addictive. On your own, it just seems pointless, but that's how I feel about most games. It's also best to get it on deal from Steam, so you don't end up spending loads of your hard-earned cash if you buy it and don't like it in the end. After buying this game, I felt it was money well spent. It was really enjoyable and good for ages 12 and over. One thing that I need to mention to the listeners at home, or wherever you are, this is a mod of a game at the moment, which means you have to buy Arma 2 before you can play DayZ. But this is being made into a real game eventually. In my opinion though, it does have its flaws. Although they tried making it as real as possible, the map is too big and finding friends is a real pain. Not to mention the countless glitches. Normally I've had lots of trouble with glitching into walls and vehicles not working properly. Like yesterday, all my chopper did was driving across the ground. It was as useless as a bee without wings. To be fair to the game though, it is only a mod. But that's it about DayZ for now. Let's talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now I feel this game was a classic. I feel this game brings my childhood back to me, and I love the way there is so much variety and things to do in this game. So just playing all the different game types, all the different maps, all the different campaigns and stuff like that. It's like a jukebox with all the choices, from Hoth, which was cold as ice, to Mustafar, which was hot as lava. For all of you that have never played this godlike game, Star Wars Battlefront is a Star Wars game which is based on the battles which had happened between the good side and the bad side. This game is pretty old, but to a lot of us it still lives on in our hearts. There is no blood in the game or swearing, which makes it suitable for even younger audiences to play. Now in my opinion, I don't think I can pick a flaw out of this game because it has been cleaned up very well. There are hardly any glitches or bugs in this game now, which is great news. But unfortunately, the company who helped create this game has gone bust, which means there probably won't be a third one anytime soon. If someone held a gun to my head and told me to say a flaw, it would probably be the multiplayer. For anyone who does not live in America, there is lots of lag because every server that is running for this game is based in America. So bad luck Europe. But enough for Star Wars, I feel we should talk about Team Fortress 2 because it's my favourite out of the 3 games. I was jumping for joy when I downloaded this game again. Now Team Fortress 2 is a superstar in the gaming world, and Steam is one of the most downloaded Steam games, and almost every PC gamer has some idea of what it is. But for the rare few that do not know what it is, turn this off, podcast, and do something else. You should be ashamed. I'm only joking. Team Fortress 2 is a first-person shooter which has a cartoony feel to it, multiple classes and lots of different guns to choose from, which makes it a really fun game to play. It's definitely different from games such as Call of Duty and Battlefield, and I personally like the style of it. There are downsides of this game though. Getting good connection is one of the problems, and the other problem is that you have to pay to host a server for you and your friends, which is a bit unfair, but the game itself is free, so it's fair enough. So all in all, it's a pretty addictive arcade sort of game. Overall, all of these games are worth getting. They're quite different from each other, which gives us variety, and I could get all of these games from about £6 altogether, so that's not exactly breaking the bank. That's if they are all on deal. If you buy them without the deal, it will probably add up to about £20-25, because Team Fortress 2 is free, as we said. Well, it's time to end the podcast because I want to get back to playing these great games. That's a goodbye from me, and keep gaming.